Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members of this committee. Good afternoon, KABOMPO Town Council. My name is Sia Brenda Mdenda from Minister of Finance, Accountant General's Office. Thank you.
Next.
Chairperson, most grateful, and you honorable members of the committee, good afternoon. KABOMPO Town Council, you're welcome. I'm Kazinga Kennedy, permanent witness from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. I submit, Chair.
We are grateful. Auditor General.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Piri Stephen. I'm the Assistant Director, Solwezi Provincial Audit Office. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members of this committee. KABOMPO Town Council, you are welcome. I'm Lwando Martin from Solwezi Provincial Audit Office.
Thank you, sir. We equally have a lady onto our side, so it's 50-50. Secretariat.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, honorable members. Good afternoon, our permanent witness, and good afternoon, KABOMPO Town Council. You're welcome. Siwale Andrew is my name, from the Office of the Clerk of the National Assembly. Thank you.
Since it's KABOMPO, so let's start with Mufumbwe. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Chairperson, and good afternoon. Good afternoon, KABOMPO Town Council, and you are welcome to your committee. My name is Elliot Kamondo. I'm Member of Parliament for Mufumbwe. Thank you.
Mangango.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, Chair. Afternoon, our permanent witnesses. Fellow honorable members of Parliament, good afternoon to you too. KABOMPO, you are most welcome before your committee. Chair, in Nkoya we say KABOMPO kamkunga mato. That's what, meaning it's a river that pulls all canoes for fishing, for transportation and stuff like that, yes. I hope the CS and his team knows that because he's from that town. So as we don't call it KABOMPO, we call it KABOMPO. Because the water in that particular river, Chair, is very cold and it's deep, with a lot of crocodiles. Thank you so much. I'm Mwene Luhamba, Member of Parliament for Mangango. The CSM may be surprised why I know some of these things, but he can't be. Thank you, Chair.
Humbled, thank you for the information. Kaumbwe.
Thank you, Chair, and KABOMPO. Welcome to your committee on local government accounts. I'm Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency in Petauke district of the Eastern Province. Thank you.
Yes, that is my team, and sitting in for the substantive chairperson is your humble servant, the MP for Mitete, where the KABOMPO River joins the Zambezi River. Mutelo Mishek is my name. We've gone through your report, but would love to hear you walking us through it. Thereafter, we'll have some clarifications. Your turn, sir.
Chair, once more, thank you very much, and we appreciate and we are grateful to the committee as well and the permanent witnesses. Chair, I now proceed to submit and present our report. The memorandum on the review of the Constituency Development Fund of local authorities for the financial year ended 31st December 2024. Chair, if I indulge you, if I can proceed to page 4, so that I go to the main issues.
Yes, you just read and then go to your responses.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, paragraph 46, part A.
Cause of query.
Cause of query, Chair. Management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the delay was due to the slow execution of works by the contractor. Chair, action taken. Management engaged the contractor and works have advanced, remaining with wall finishes, external works, paint and painting. So we have submitted as Appendix 1 as evidence to that effect. Remedial measures, Chair, management shall ensure that projects are closely monitored, supervised, and contractors engaged whenever there are delays. Chair, we go to B, cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation on late submission of youth and women empowerment grants application for approval. The delay was caused by the late receipt of guidelines on the administration of grants in the face of climate change resilience considerations. Action taken, Chair. The local authority has since paid the beneficiaries of the youth, women, community empowerment grants following the approvals. We have also brought evidence, submitted evidence as Appendix 2 for your perusal. Remedial measures, Chair. Management shall ensure that all empowerment grants are submitted and approved on time in accordance with the CDF guidelines and relevant circulars to avoid delays in implementation. Chair, we go to C. Chair, I seek your indulgence. C is similar to B, if I may be allowed to go to the next.
Go to table 3.
We go to Part B. Chair, cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the query was caused by the delayed disbursement of the said amount 7,200,642 kwacha balance from the CDF 2024 allocation. Action taken, Chair. Management wrote to the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development requesting for the variance, and guidance was given to all local authorities on how the variance was going to be handled. Chair, we have brought evidence and submitted in this report as Appendix 3 regarding the said guidance. Remedial measures, Chair. Management will continue engaging our parent Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development on undisbursed funds. Chair, may I be allowed to proceed?
Yes.
Cause of query, Chair. Appendix 1.1, retained funds. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the query was caused by delayed delivery of the ambulance, which was procured centrally from the retained 3 million kwacha. Action taken, Chair. Management received the ambulance on the 19th of September 2025 and handed over to the user department. We have evidence and submitted the same as Appendix 4.
Yes.
Remedial measures, Chair. Management will ensure that all the funds retained at source are accounted for by way of documentation and guidance from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Chair, Appendix 2.1, total unspent funds, community projects. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the query was caused by the delay in execution of works by some of the contractors. Chair, management has action taken, has spent the funds on community projects as it was budgeted for. We have also submitted evidence as Appendix 5 for your consideration. Remedial measures, Chair. Management shall ensure that projects are closely supervised, monitored to avoid delayed implementation and expenditure to roll over to the next financial year. Chair, if I may be allowed, Appendix 2.2, unspent funds empowerment grant. Chair, may proceed to put on this one, Chair. all the money was spent. Therefore, I seek your indulgence. I proceed to Appendix 2.3, unspent funds, boarding, and skills development. Cause of query, management acknowledges that the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the query was caused by timely and semester payment of secondary boarding bursaries and the skills development bursaries together with the school fees to avoid paying for pupils and students who would drop out of school. As such, Chair, action taken, management has spent the funds which were queried at that time. We have submitted evidence as Appendix 7 to that effect, Chair.
Yes.
Remedial measures, Chair, management shall ensure that school fees are paid in line with a school calendar. Total unspent funds, loans, Chair. Cause of query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation, wishes to state that the unspent funds were loan recoveries and interest accrued on the CDF fund account. Action taken, management reported the fund to the Constituency Development Fund Committee and asked for the approval of the disbursement of more loans to applicants. The approval was granted and loans were disbursed to successful applicants, and the 999,153 has since been spent. We have submitted as Appendix 8 for your perusal and consideration.
Yes.
Chair, remedial measures, management shall ensure all loan applications are submitted and approved on time in accordance with the CDF guidelines and relevant circulars to avoid any delay in implementation. Chair, cause of query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the over-expenditure was due to costs incurred on transportation of procured desks to schools. The action taken, management successfully delivered the desks procured to all needy schools. We have also submitted as Appendix 9 for your consideration as evidence to that effect. Remedial measure, Chair, management shall ensure that all expenditure is provided for within the budget for community projects.
Yes.
Chair, if I may be allowed to proceed.
Allowed.
Page 14. Cause of query, Chair. Management will continue to ensure that the approval rate is 100% and payments are made according to the CDF guidelines. We have also submitted as evidence Appendix 6. Chair, Appendix 6.1, unaccounted for empowerment grants. Cause of query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation on accounted for empowerment grants and wishes to state that the non-availability of financial records at the time of the audit was due to the clubs not keeping financial records, despite management conducting financial literacy training before giving out loans. Action taken, Chair, management retrained clubs in financial literacy, and the clubs have since started maintaining financial records for their business activities. Chair, we have also submitted as Appendix 11 evidence for your consideration. Remedial measures, Chair, management shall continue conducting financial literacy to all beneficiaries of empowerment funds. Chair, Appendix 6.3, cause of query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the query was caused by the club changing the project from pottery to buying and selling of maize. Action taken, the club wrote to the council requesting the approval of the change of the project. The request was presented to the CDF committee and the change was approved to that effect. Chair, we have also submitted see Appendix 12. Remedial measures, Chair, management shall ensure that beneficiaries implement the project as approved by the Constituency Development Fund Committee, and procedure is followed whenever there is a justified need to change the project. Appendix 6.4, unauthorized change of approved grant project. Chair, management, cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the query was caused by the grant beneficiaries changing the project without following procedure. Chair, this one is similar to the other query as we have alluded to. If I may be allowed, Chair, to proceed to the next. Yes. We go to Appendix 7.2, failure to recover loans. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the query was as a result of low compliance from the beneficiaries. Action taken. Management has intensified recovery efforts, which include engagement meetings with beneficiaries and collection of loan statements from the bank on a monthly basis to track the status of repayments, resulting in recovery of 341,687 as it was queried. Further, Chair, management has been engaging the World Development Committees and councillors to assist in sensitization. Appendix 12, Chair, speaks to that as our evidence that the money has since been recovered. Remedial measure, Chair, management shall continue working with the bank to track law compliance from beneficiaries and improve recovery efforts through the legal unit in cases of non-responsive beneficiaries.
Yes.
Chair, cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation regarding the bursaries for secondary boarding skills development programs. In addition, management wishes to state that the query was caused by some sponsored pupils and students who had not graduated yet at the time of the audit, as they still had some years to complete their studies. Therefore, action taken. Management has continuously sensitized potential candidates from various wards about the procedures and qualification required for bursary eligibility. Additionally, management has enhanced tracking mechanisms to consistently collect and update graduation records from various education institutions, thereby facilitating better accountability and reporting. Chair, we have submitted as evidence Appendix 15, speaking to the same. Remedial measures, Chair, management will continue to closely monitor program implementation timelines and ensure accurate tracking of beneficiaries throughout their respective course duration. Chair, with that submission, I wish to assure the committee that the remedial measures that have been submitted to this committee shall be strictly adhered to, God giving us the breath, submitted for your committee's consideration. Kahinga Kajimo, Esquire, Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. So very much. I've liked the vigor, the confidence of reading. Any points of clarifications? Dr. Mwanza?
The first one would be...
Your mic, be closer to your mic.
The first one is on page 1.
Let's go to page 1.
The clinic.
It is on, of course, page 4.
Page 3, yeah?
Page 3 into page 4.
Yes. Delayed completion of the rehabilitation of Mumbeji Clinic. The contract amount is contract sum 591, 360. Contract was signed on 11th November 2024 and ending on February 2025. Currently, the status is that the works have advanced. How advanced is the advance in terms of status of this project? The second one is on Appendix 1.
Appendix 1.
You have you gave a status report, which is, I think, in page number 5.
It says,
KABOMPO Town Council Engineering Department status report on the rehabilitation of Mumbeji Health Center under CDF disaster contingency. You applied for a variation to the contract amount. The variation was approved. We have seen the minutes of the CDFC meeting committee. I just want to find out the date on which day this progress report was written. Then the following question would arise.
Those two points of clarifications. How advanced is the advance of this Mumbeji clinic? We've seen the status report. When was it done? There's no date. CS and your team?
Chair, thank you so much. If I may be allowed to request Director of Engineering Services to respond to that query.
Director.
Thank you so much, Chair. I hope I'm audible enough. Chair, we have stated the stage at which the project is. As we are speaking now, what is remaining, Chair, is just to paint, put window panes, and also do the external works. So that's what we mean by the project has advanced. I thank you.
So when do you expect to finish?
So, Chair...
The doctor is waiting. Look at the way he's looking at you.
Yes. Chair, with what has been done so far, I think within a space of a month or so, because you know our local contractors, we keep on knocking on their doors, pushing them. Most of them, Chair, this is when they are mastering the art of construction.
Forget of that. When do you think?
We are talking of about a month, Chair. We should be able to conclude.
The date? Why is the status report not having the date? Your report.
Chair, I may state that on the actual report, Chair, we do acknowledge that the date is not on the report. However, Chair, on the signature there's a date stamp. Maybe we may be able to refer to the same. It says 9th of January 2026.
Okay. Before Doc comes in, I wish a follow-up. This is a rehabilitation of a clinic coming from 2024. To date, we've not finished. Yes. It is not a contract that you started. Some of the contracts you started, they're finished. Rehabilitation, not finished. It shouldn't be the case. Yes, it's a disaster. Let's be done with this contract. It's a rehabilitation, isn't it? Yes. He's waiting. The doctor and his team. Yes, Doc?
Okay, the report was written was done on the 9th January 2026, though it's not, you cannot see the date. But the progress by that time showed that the roofing was done 100%. Electrical installation, 10%. Brickwork and blockwork, 98%. Coming to the minutes, the first page of Appendix 1, where you were justifying the variation, the justification is on page 3 of the minutes. You are saying Secretariat responded for consideration of the committee that the variation of the initial scope of works, that is increasing and balancing the height at the front and back of the building by adding extra courses and casting a reinforced concrete beam. What basically this means is that because this was a rehabilitation, so you are removing the last course of the just the whole
After the
exactly, and adding some two, 3 courses to raise the height of the roof. How could you have block work, brickwork be done without first doing the
ring,
the courses, the increased number of courses? This contract was given to this contractor in November 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And you seek for increasing the height 9th January 2026. 9th January 2026. And this is a major work component for this rehabilitation, because you cannot even put a roof without that ring beam. So this type of planning, what is the rationale behind this planning? That the contract is given in November, it does not have the component, the major component of the rehabilitation.
CS.
Thank you so much, Chair. If I may be allowed, I call upon Data Engineering Services to comment and clarify.
Director.
Chair, we have noted, I think there was a lapse on this one, but you know, these are structures which were constructed way back. So I think looking at the nature of a disaster, Chair, of course what came in our minds, because we wanted to spend the funds and ensure that the roof is put very urgently. So there was a lapse on that. No wonder we went for a variation after realizing that that was missed. Otherwise it was a very serious lapse.
Look here, at which state? Because the works were started November 2024. Then what you are talking about, it's now January 2026.
Chair, the structure was very short. So ideally, after adding those courses, we also wanted to introduce the ring beam.
Have you now come to realize that the structure is short this year or 2024? 2024, it was not short. Yes.
Chair, we do acknowledge and we appreciate the clarification and the comment. However, this matter was that the initial works, and because of like what we said, the rehabilitation, I think the contractor couldn't have been prudent enough. I think the way they started, it couldn't have been prudent to show those works. However, I think after that time, that's where now he did come to the council to say we needed some variation.
Who brings about the scope of works? Is it the contractor or the employer?
Chair, like what?
Who brings about the scope of works?
It's the employer.
Exactly. So why will you now have to wait for the contract, according to what you are saying?
Chair, as we had stated, it is a rehabilitation. Yes. And what caused these works initially was the roof. The roof was blown off. Therefore, there wasn't so much maybe applying of mines to the brickwork. Therefore, the focus I think at this stage was to do maybe minor works and have the roof erected. However, as the works maybe began, then it was discovered for us to put a proper roof, which is even better than the old roof, it required that some more works on the brickwork be done. But I think in that direction, I also asked that maybe further clarify on the point.
You know, when you want to clarify even more, you'll be bringing more problems. You'll be bringing more problems. First, he said because the building is now short. Then you are now saying the contractor came to come and tell the employer to say, no, let's do this. And then let's have a variation. What do you want your committee to start thinking about? Huh? How are we going to know to say, yes, for surely this building was short. Now it has to come that way. We appreciate the good works, but it cannot come from the contractor. Yes, Director.
Chair, the variation we are talking about here is not only on the brickwork. So brickwork was also part of the variation. We are talking of some metalwork and also some few other stuff. So brickwork, as I've mentioned, was just part and parcel, but it's through the construction. As the CS has already elaborated, as the construction was ongoing, we now saw the need of making it even more higher.
Just end there. That's why I've said, when you respond, already, you bring, because CS switch off. CS has said the contractor. Now you are saying you now saw. So what should we take? Who saw the need? You do a tete-a-tete between you two. Who saw the need? Is it the contractor or the local authority? And give us what we should. First, they agree.
Sir, we told the contractor to go ahead.
CS, switch off, sir. Is what your director saying the correct situation? We want to record that which is correct.
Chair, I do agree, and that the council, as Director Engineering and our department, and the contractor, they do work together. So in some cases,
don't complicate.
Please. Actually, it was brought to their attention, like the way director has put it.
So do you apologize to have told your committee to say it was the contractors?
Chair, I sincerely apologize and withdraw that statement. I think, it was an oversight on my part.
Because it would have now come via the monitoring. As we were monitoring the works, we came to observe this, hence this. I don't want to be in KABOMPO. Yes, sir. Kimangango, your hand was up?
Yes, Chair, it was up, but he has answered it since he has withdrawn.
Thank you.
Sure, Chair.
Any other? Yes, Doc? I'm intending to wind up.
Yes, on the same one.
Don't say yes, no. It's still the same one.
On the same one, yeah. You see, the contract, we appreciate it was a disaster. The roof was blown off for a clinic. And then the engineers went to assess the damage and the remedial action. That is how they came up with a BOQ to rectify the problem. And then a contract was drawn with the Dove Enterprise. And Mevadav Enterprise on as at 31st September, that is already where the contract had already expired, because the contract was for 12 weeks from 11th November 2024 to 11th February 2025. So by September 2025, contractor was paid only 88,704 kwacha. That represents 15% of the agreed contract amount. And the works that had been done are not even explained here to warrant that 88,000, and the contractor was not on site. And you can see the picture on page 3. The roof just has trusses and was not fixed. So then 28 October 2025, that is 1 year after the contract almost expired. That is when they convened the CDFC meeting, whose minutes are on appendix 1. So the meeting, Works Department reported to the CDFC that, which is on page 3, they are saying they are seeking for a variation only for adding extra courses and casting a reinforced concrete beam. And it was approved. But his progress report is showing that the roofing was 100% done.
Director, are you there?
The roofing was 100%, brickwork and blockwork was 98%, which is almost 100%. It was already done. So is the building done with increased height? And what activities did the contractor do between the time he signed the contract up to the time that he started doing the additional courses?
CS?
And maybe through the CS to the DHD. This was a disaster, so provision of health services have been delayed for close to 2 years now. What measures did you put in place? Did you have any other alternative building that you could service the people around the Mumbezi area? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chair. May I be allowed to request data engineering to respond?
Engineering.
Chair, thank you so much again. From the time we signed, we also had to overhaul. So to overhaul the roof structure, Chair, that was work also. So we had to remove, to demolish, then to kickstart now the courses on top. So part of that was overhauling. In other words, removing what was there, which was, which deteriorated because of the winds which blew off the roof. So in other words, the overhauling was also part of the works.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Chair. To elaborate on the same.
Switch off.
It is indeed on record that we did seek the approval for variation in October 2025.
Exactly.
That is on record. And this report, as earlier stated, it was in January 2026, which now shows the status of the project, which shows the roof now is 100% and all other as indicated in the report.
You know
so
what? The project should have finished in how many months?
12. Is it 12 weeks?
12 weeks is how many months?
3 months.
Exactly. So how many 3 months is it up to today? That's why he's now saying, at what stage? Even as we appreciate again, we appreciate what you're undergoing, what you are doing. to see to it that the project will stand the test of what? Time. But you should have been showing to say the project even extended. It's quiet. At some point, the contractor was not where? On site. So we end here. To go, when you are following up, do a good job. Just put everything on what? On paper. It will help you. Will not have taken this long. By now would have gotten finished. I don't think you like staying so long here. Neither do we. Let's go and finish this project.
Yes, thank you so much. We'll work on it.
Any other question? Yes, sir? DHD? Do we have an alternative? How are we attending to the people from Mbeji at the junction? By the way, you attend even to Western and Northwestern. So how are you attending to them? What's the alternative as we are doing this rehabilitation? Yes, Doc.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. We just had to improvise.
Yes, we wanted that. How? What's that improvisation?
Yeah, we looked at the words that were present and the admission rate. So we moved the sections that were in that building to some of the wards. Then we have another building that provides ART. So the other sections that were in that building moved to ART.
So where have you moved the ART? You know the ART is sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah.
So where have you moved it?
There are two compartments.
Okay.
So the other compartment is now specifically just for ART. Then the other room, that's where the other services have got to.
So you see how you are inconveniencing the privacy. Our colleagues and patients like privacy. Again, let's go and finish this. Thank you very much, Doc, that you had to find an alternative. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Chair. I have 2 points of clarifications, which I need to be attended to.
Your mic closer to your mic. Yes, sir.
I take you to page 12.
Let's go to page 12 as we are winding up.
Appendix 2.5, administrative cost. We have an amount of 275,967, which was overspent. When we read at the management response, management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the over expenditure was due to cost incurred on transportation of procured desks to schools. And then action taken. Management successfully delivered the desks procured to all the need areas. When we look at the Appendix 9,
Yes,
which is a reference, we have only 2 documents. One is an internal memo, subject request for transportation of procured desks to various schools within KABOMPO district. Reference is made to the above caption subject, or authorities thought to allow Director of Finance to release funds for transportation of procured desks to various schools within KABOMPO district. Then from there, we have a list of how this money was spent. I wanted to find out which component should have sponsored the transportation of desks. Is it the administrative costs or the monies from community projects? Maybe that's the question I wanted to find out.
CS?
Chair, thank you so much. The component ought to have been the community projects. Thank you.
So now how come it is recorded as administrative component?
Chair, the more reason this matter was queried, and the council, the local authority, used the admin component instead of the community projects. At the time of at the time when the desks were delivered, that's when it was realized that there wasn't a component in the contract or anywhere reserved that the desks be distributed.
Yes.
Sure.
This request, you are making this request from the administrative component.
Exactly, Chair.
How?
I may ask the Director of Finance maybe
Director
to
of
shed
Finance?
light on the same.
When this request came, what was your advice?
Okay. Through you, Chair, as it has been indicated, there was an omission in terms of the community projects to factor in the transportation of desks.
We hear you.
Yes.
Yes.
So now,
When this request came,
so when the request came, the advice was we use the administrative component because that is where we thought the expenditure could be done.
but it
because
was
in the
already
absence-
done.
Yes.
It was already done. So how do you request from a pot that you have already finished?
So through you, Chair, these payments, the way they were being made, they were not like at the point the admin component was being requested to finance the transportation. There were some other components like the formation of, is it WDC?
Exactly.
Yes, those which were not like expended,
Exactly.
which came afterwards. So it was just like an intermediate measure to make sure that the desks were distributed so that they couldn't start getting damaged. Otherwise, in summary, Chair, we know that there was an omission on our part.
That's why it was queried.
Yes.
Yes, sir?
That one has been answered. I think it will remain with you.
Your mic?
It has been answered. Or what the DF is saying that indeed you erred actually. You were not supposed to use this amount of money to sponsor this other component. I think that is the best thing to say. And that's why it was queried. And that's why it's an over expenditure. Next time, what is going to happen is you are going to have also another problem somewhere. We've seen it actually this morning. We were with another council, which actually went above maybe 1,000 and 1 million. So
We don't want to say it is 3 million. We
Yes.
don't want to say that.
Yes.
We will not say it.
According to them, they were saying it's 1 million. But according to the ordinance, they were saying something like that. So we don't want that occurrence to occur. Because this is how it starts. It starts small and it keeps on growing. So the other time we will not be surprised if we find that also KABOMPO has fallen into the same trap. Then the second one is...
You have switched off your mic. Yes. Switch on, because you are saying second one. Yes.
These people from Mitete.
These are from KABOMPO, sir.
Okay.
The officers, not people.
Okay. They are my brothers anyway. The other one is on page 18.
Page 18, let's be winding.
We are concluding indeed. This query, according to management, they are saying management on the failure to recover loans which is also a very important component. And this year around, I'm sure you are having the same challenges like other councils, because people are still coming to ask for loans. But this year, that component has gone somewhere else. But we still have some revolving funds that are coming in, so that those that are on a pending list can also apply to be given the loans, because it's a revolving fund. Now, we have a situation whereby after you had given out these loans, the queries are 341,687, which is you could not get from these people. And at this time around, you had only recovered 25,206. Now, from your management, the cause of query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the query was as a result of low compliance from the beneficiaries. Now, the action that you have taken, which you took, management has intensified recovery efforts, which include engagement meetings with beneficiaries and the collection of loan statements from the bank on a monthly basis to track the status of repayment, resulting in the recovery of 341,687. Further, management has been engaging ward development committees and councillors to assist in the sensitization of the beneficiaries. So when you referred us to Appendix 14,
Appendix 14, CS.
Appendix 14, Chair, I only see one ledger, which is not sufficient to prove that indeed the 341,687 has been recovered. So I wanted CS just to show me how this is being explained there, that is how it was recovered. Secondly, I wanted also maybe if you can tell this committee the status of loan recovery in KABOMPO. How is it doing? So that we don't have another situation like this one, where again we are going to have failure to recover loans. The President has been on ground that these loans should be recovered.
Thank you so much.
Chair. And also, you have told this committee through your submission that you have been engaging these loan beneficiaries and defaulters. I wanted you to also submit something.
Produce the evidence
that indeed you have been engaging them, and how we want to know how far you have gone in the engagements that you have had with the defaulters.
Chair, thank you so much. May I be allowed to ask Director of Finance to make a comment?
Finance, DPO, we want to see the engagement. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. So, rightly observed by the Honorable there. Chair, I would start by apologizing for not putting the build-up evidence.
Going forward, you pray that we come back. Going forward, we shall be dealing with those apologies. Because it's like the apology is what is known as an escape God. I used to think it's a God itself, but an escape God. You don't do that. You should be doing the needful. Don't handle the works, because just, go on the table. No. Those years are long gone. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Chair, and the guidance well noted. So,
but the apology is accepted.
Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you. So, in terms of this attachment, through you, Chair, the attached document here is the bank statement, which is showing the credits. So the first amount I Hope the honorable is able to see the figures there.
He has double eyes like you, yes.
Okay, thank you. So the first amount, that entry on the credit side of our account, which is the receipt, is 749. And the narration there reads principal repayments. So this is the money which came in from the gotten loans by the beneficiaries, which was paid back to the CDF revolving fund. Then the other entry on the same date is showing interest on the payments. So these are all the payments culminating from the efforts that were made. So in total, we are talking of over 900 and something because of the efforts which were done by the planning department in collaboration with the finance.
I'm coming to you. DPO, CS, where are the engagement?
Chair, we have evidence of what we recovered. We recovered a total of 1.2 million as at August 2025 that we actually gave out to other beneficiaries.
Yes, the engagement.
The engagement.
Yes, thank you for the recovery. You've said you engage.
Yes, Chair.
How?
We call them for meetings, so we have minutes that.
Where are the minutes?
Let me, if I'm allowed, Chair, maybe I can check in the box. There's a box that we've come
the CS guide. So you know, when you have some additional information, give. We do accept. So CS, the DPO, go into the box. We want those minutes. Now here is the question. Director Finance. You said your recoveries is 341. Your explanation, according to your paper here, it's of course 999. So what should we take? How do you reconcile 341 as your recoveries, but bank statement is showing 700 recoveries and 200 interest? Yes, sir?
Thank you, Chair. So we were addressing the query. So I think in the explanation, we could have just mentioned we have recovered more than the queried amount.
Exactly.
So that it should have been the
that's what we want to do. Yes. You are doing yourself a disservice. You don't. You take advantage of that. Then you even say, okay, this, yes, at that time, but now it's now, yes, now we are on the same page. Because on the loans, where we are coming from, it is 999,153 unspent. When we go to the recoveries, this is the money. But you've told us you have disbursed the 99153. We've gone to what the depot is saying. What you've given out is 1,239,000. So what should we take? The unspent funds were 999,153 given. On Appendix 8, we've gone and we've found that no, like she has also said, we've given out 1,239,000. Now we are wondering. You get queried 99, you give out 1.2. CSA, explain. Have you found the minutes, madam? Okay, first, switch off, sir. Switch off. Yes, DPO. Have you found the minutes?
No, Chair, I haven't found them.
So where are the minutes?
Chair, I would like to apologize. I think maybe we left them.
Maybe. You are even doubting. First, they are not in the box, and then you are doubting. Chair, CS, where are the minutes?
Chair, thank you so much. The minutes at the station. Exactly. The minutes are at
yes.
KABOMPO.
Oh,
we did not carry
is it maybe?
No, the minutes are there. We did
they
not.
They are not in the box.
No, they are not in the box.
First, we were told they are in the box. They are not there.
No, the officer could have thought.
Now the minutes maybe. Now you are now removing the maybe.
I've removed the maybe.
So that even when we say submit, you know what you go and do. You doct and submit. You don't do that. When you engage formally. We appreciate the recoveries. The last one, sir.
I shouldn't have said this, but I have to say it. So, the action taken, is this the correct position of the action taken for the RONs?
The RONs recovery.
The RON recovery. Is this the actual? Should we take this one, or we remove certain things that you have written here, so that we just take? What should we take? Because let me read, after I read earlier on, let me repeat myself. Management has intensified loan recovery efforts, which include engagement meetings with the beneficiaries and the collection of loan statements from the bank on a monthly basis to track the status of repayments, resulting in the recovery of 341,687. Further, management has been engaging ward development committees and councillors to assist in the sensitization. So, which statements should we take here so that it is included in our report?
CS.
Chair, thank you so much. I ask once more the Director of Finance.
Yes, DF.
Okay, thank you, Chair. So as guided and well observed by the committee chair, we would like to say we will recast this response to tally with the actual amounts recovered. Mm-hmm. So that's what we will submit to the committee chair.
But let's DPO through the CS. Let's have those minutes.
We shall have the minutes.
The committee is accepting that they are there in KABOMPO, since they are not in the box. By and large, your report is a fair report. Those boxes are no longer there. So we'll continue to appreciate the Office of the Auditor General, the works that they are doing, and your committee. We should have just said, read, done, let's go back. Save the issues at Mumbai. Doc, we are grateful that you were able to find an alternative. But the quicker we finish, the better. So that the services, the goods, yes, they're done what? Delivered. And this enhanced CDF is helping. It's helping some of the challenges that we used to have. In the 4 years, things have, the burden is slightly becoming a bit lighter. Come next year, the possibility is that it shall also be increased. Courtesy of Zambian people, will of God. You see your works. But even when you have more monitoring, okay, sir, you monitor. Say it's 50 million. Even the administration part, the 5% of that increases, isn't it? Peradventure, KABOMPO has how many constituencies? 2. 100 million. Mufumbwe, Mangango, Mitete. So we are just trying to put you in that drive mode so that you are equal to the what? To the task. So let's go and finish that Mumbeji, the late submissions, the unspent funds, the over expenditure in the administration cost. It's because of weak monitoring. Then you strengthen on the weaknesses. We end here. Our immunity, we take it back. Travel safely back to KABOMPO. But you know what?